All right, welcome back to the Offload.
To the pick.
I'm Brad Mason,
John Langford.
and we are back again one more time for another wonderful episode for you beautiful ladies and gentlemen all over the world.
No Google. I'm not going to update.
Google. We don't need to update Google. It's about as bad as Adobe. You know, and Adobe always wants to update. I hate that. It's the worst. Everything is the worst if you haven't figured that out. Boom. Everything is the worst with us. Except for, well, we got plenty of light now, so we're not going to go blind, but we should be good. So everything is the worst. But so what's going on with you this week?
None.
Nothing. PUBG.
Living a life. Playing PUBG.
We played a lot of PUBG this week.
We actually got some recordings.
We do got some recordings. We wound up putting them up on the netterwebs. We don't have any audio on them though, do we?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's still a work in progress.
So yeah, we got to figure out the how you get the video game and how you get the audio. We see those guys who have the big high back chairs and the big microphones in their face, kind of like this, while they're playing. And well, most people can't see these big mics, so the big mic in their face, and I assume that's how they record the audio over top of the gameplay.
Just layered. You know.
So we got to figure out how to layer all that stuff in together to record our video. But anyway, back to the PUBG. So good games. I had a good time. Had some fun playing PUBG.
That game, it's broken. It's a hot mess. It is a nightmare when you're getting disconnected and lagged and all kinds of other stuff. But it is such a good time.
It is so much fun. People might think that we talk about it way too much, and we might. But I have. It's so much fun. It's just one of those survival games where you've got a gun and you're just trying to beat other. I think when I first started playing it, I was really scared of people like finding me. Because if they find you and you're really terrible at the game, you're going to die a lot. So,
like this guy,
right? I was really worried about people. Now we hunt them down. You know, we're running. We see people. Yeah, we see people, and we're chasing them up hills, and we're chasing them into buildings and stuff. And it's a lot more fun because we're not.
I think we're getting a little more comfortable with the concept of the game and the shooting and all that.
Yeah.
But by no means are we experts at it yet.
If you play PUBG, I'll give you a shooter tip because that's the only thing I got. Tape a little arrow to your TV screen where the crosshairs are. I know it sounds stupid. I do it because I can't see the crosshairs. They're
Get some
white.
Glasses.
I'm telling you.
Get glasses.
The crosshairs they don't have any way to change the color or the size or anything. And so you've got this little white cross in the middle of your screen, and I can't see it. So I take this little triangle, and I put the point right on the middle of my screen. So, yeah, I got this piece of tape thing on my screen, but doggone if it don't help me. So that's PUBG. They're supposed to have some new updates and stuff. Or they're going to have more maps and.
They are. They're the new updates. They got emotes and a lot of other new.
What's going to need emotes for?
Excuse me. I don't know.
It's the nerds. It's the computer nerds.
But
those guys.
They have that in the PC test server right now.
Yeah, because exactly the PC master race, as you call them, they're the ones who always get the best updates and all the. They got the great graphics because I have to admit the Xbox graphics look pretty bad.
Yeah, they do. I mean, it's definitely not optimized for Xbox.
No, not.
I hear the Xbox. What is it? X, the 4K.
Oh
one?
yeah, the 10.
I hear it runs PUBG pretty good, but I won't know.
4K. I have to admit, I thought 4K was kind of a scam because they say you really can't see it. But if you go and check out one of those 4K TVs at Walmart, that junk is
it's crystal clear. Yeah, awesome.
It's like being right there. You put your hand in the water or something. It's pretty crazy.
Those 4K TVs are legit. I'm on the market for a TV.
We might have already talked about this in one of the previous episodes. But
what's next?
What's the next step in technology for TVs?
8K, which
I've
is
seen
already out.
Google Glasses has got the thing where it makes your whole wall looks like a TV.
Yeah.
So I mean, but it's transparent type of an image. It's not a solid image, so it looks like you're watching a movie screen. So I think somewhere along the way, as soon as people get over the fact of looking stupid with something on your face, maybe that'll catch on. But I don't think that.
I don't think that. We're looking at your TV there. It's a box. It's.
I don't think people are going to get past that.
No. I think the next iteration is going to be
the foldable, movable, flexible
like poster board.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be. And
It'll be great.
I've already seen some of that. It's available now.
They'll put it on their cars and stuff.
Stupid expensive.
Yeah, they'll put it on their cars, and then they'll have images on their cars while they're going down the road, having wrecks because the TV's on the outside of the car. Be pretty crazy.
Probably not.
Yes, it's going to be awesome. But no, I've seen that. The bendable screens, those are pretty cool. So, but anyway, the PUBG, had a good time. If you're ever on PUBG, we're going to put up a channel on YouTube that's going to have some gameplay because we play very similar and we scream like little girls and we act stupid. And it's just the way everybody plays video games.
Pretty bad.
But you got to roll to your strengths sometimes. So that's what we do.
Yeah, our strengths are not strong shooting mechanics. We are terrible, or at least I know I am.
Pretty bad. So we finally this is episode
11.
No, we've already done 12. This is 13.
Nah.
Yes. This is episode 13.
We need a log.
I've got all. It's on the computer. It's on the website. This is episode 13. So we want to call out at the beginning of this. We want to mention we have a song from incompetech.com from Kevin MacLeod. Give him a shout out if you need music. Go over there and check that out. If you're rolling with your 5.0. With the rag top down and your hair's blowing, you might want some Incompetech. You like that. One of the cool things, check this out. So I was looking at the International Space Station today. I want to throw this out there for our friend Staden, who's been just relentlessly hounding us on YouTube about the flat Earth.
Love you, buddy.
Go back and look at some of our episodes where we know nothing much about science, so we don't really get deep into it.
We don't know anything about anything.
Yeah, so we're talking about flat Earth, and this guy goes into calling us. Well, he got upset with us. So anyway. Besides that, so I was looking at the International Space Station's live feed today because he said we don't post the live camera of the Earth. So I did. So I was looking at
Shit, you're right.
The International Space Station today, and there's music playing. And the only reason I'm bringing this up, there's music playing, and I scroll to the bottom of the page, and I'll be doggone if it ain't Kevin MacLeod's song playing over the video.
Nice.
Yes, they're using him off of Incompetech. I was like, that's my boy Kevin, right? I don't even know the guy. We use his song, so we give him credit, right? Because that's what he wants. But I thought it was pretty cool that NASA is using. They had 2 songs on there off of Incompetech.com. And that's because of us. I think NASA saw it. They went there. Music. Hey, if you're going to have your space station flying around, no better music to.
See, the trick is they didn't subscribe to our YouTube channel or anything, so they just got all of NASA in one room, and that counts as a whole bunch of views.
A whole bunch of people.
A whole bunch of people all at once, but it's only one view.
Right. But according to our friend on YouTube, NASA's
not real.
Yeah, they're not real. The outer space is not. I saw. Listen, Just a quick thing on conspiracy theories, because we've been talking about this. So NASA and all the government is in on all these horrible things. They're tricking us to what end, I don't know. But I saw there's one called Hollow Earth. Have you heard of this one?
Hollow Earth?
Hollow Earth.
What are we,
Easter bunny? Listen, there's a hole at the top of the North Pole, and there are people living inside the planet. It's hollow on the inside.
Those are the dwarves that make the gold.
They believe aliens are flying in and out. It's so crazy. It's awesome. Then there's people I watched some videos on YouTube this week of people who don't believe there are any forests, that all the forests are gone. You just hit your microphone. There's no forests left, dude. They're all gone. These trees behind my house are fake.
What about Forrest Gump?
I don't know about that, Jenny. So I don't.
Not terrible.
Come on, that was
Not
good.
Terrible.
That wasn't bad. So they don't believe there's any forests. I mean, it's insane the amount of conspiracies that are out there. I think I asked you this week, are there any conspiracies? We were looking at Ranker at the top 10 conspiracies that people believe. Number 1 was September 11th was done by the government. That's always going to be a big one. We don't discuss it because I think it's horse stuff. But anyway, horse manure. But anyway, so there was a whole list of the top 10, and I was asking John this week about it. I said, what is the one conspiracy that you believe in? And you said,
I don't remember.
You said you don't have any.
Oh yeah, no.
You said I don't believe conspiracies.
I mean, that's why they're called conspiracies.
This is true, but there's got to be one out there. You're telling me there's not one thing that you've had the government say, right? You believe in aliens? Yes or no?
Not really. I think we talked about that.
You're really trying to destroy me there because I thought you did.
No. I mean, I believe that. I don't believe in aliens, and we talked about this. I don't believe in aliens like bipedal, human-like aliens. I believe that there's some sort of amoeba somewhere.
There's an amoeba floating around in space.
Yeah. I mean, I guess technically that would be an alien,
right.
But when you ask me if I believe in aliens, I conjure up the image of the long head and the long arms and gray man.
See, I didn't know if the Area 51 Roswell thing was a conspiracy that you would believe in, that there were actual aliens. They found them. So it was just a weather balloon from the government. You kind of go with that?
Yeah. Whatever.
So I believe one conspiracy.
I am a government stooge.
Believe
you
one.
remember that?
Yes, you were in the Marines.
Yeah, so I'm a government stooge.
They brainwashed you somewhere along the way.
Yep.
The only one I believe in is the Waco, Texas, where all those people, the Branch Davidians, I think the government had something to do with killing those folks. Do I think they did it on purpose? I don't know. But I don't think they burnt themselves on purpose.
There's a pretty good documentary on Facebook. Did you watch that?
No, I haven't.
It's good.
There's been some good TV shows on lately about it, but they've really represented it from the side.
I think we hit the anniversary recently.
David Koresh set the whole place on fire and burned all those people.
No,
but there's video contrary a little bit to the evidence there, because there's video of the actual event happening, and a tank rams this house, and you see flames come out this barrel. So I don't, it's the only conspiracy I think I could say that I would think that the government had a hand in. That's about it. Everything else, I'd be aliens. Oh, aliens. Stephen Hawking, right? He died this week.
He did. Yeah.
Stephen Hawking. He's dead.
He's going to.
He's going
wherever he believes he's going.
I think he's dead. I think he's been dead all those years. I think he was dead a long time ago, and it was his computer that was actually doing the talking. They just had an AI, and it was spitting out.
It's like
stuff.
Weekend at Bernie's for 2018.
He was in the chair, and the computer was just, I need a pizza. You know, I mean, so that was a horrible.
I am a smart guy.
Yeah, exactly. Universe. So they asked a couple things about Stephen Hawking. So they asked him earlier, I think the end of last week before he died. What he believed existed before the Big Bang, and he said nothing. He's like, nothing. There was nothing. There's nothing.
So what caused the Big Bang?
He doesn't know. There was nothing. He just said he said it was nothing. I don't know. I leave that for the atheist and the evolutionary people. They can figure out how everything came out of nothing, whatever.
Sure.
But anyway, so when he was alive, he had started this program where he was looking for radio signals from outer space. I thought those were really cool. So he puts together this group consortium. This radio tower radio tower in West Virginia finds these space signals. I call them space signals. I don't know what they really were, but there were radio signals traveling through space, and they thought it was just random. It could have been a pulsar, it could have been a black hole, it could have been a supernova, something like that. But it goes on, and there was over like a 3-year period that they found these radio signals coming from deep space. And so they're trying to analyze them and figure out, is this a natural occurrence or is this a something that somebody sent, right? So once they analyze it, this is what they said. These radio signals to reach us would have had to have been sent from a alien, if it's alien, an alien world to. Remember to look at the stars and not down at your feet. What did you just find Stephen Hawking? He's not dead, ladies and gentlemen. He's alive. That's what you get for playing around. So anyway, these space signals, these radio signals would have been sent through space 2 billion years ago to reach us. They're just now reaching us. Huh. So this is the thing I was thinking about aliens and space travel, because I don't buy into it. But let's just suppose there are aliens out there. I don't even know what the probability is of us finding alien life living out there. It's got to be astronomical, right? So if it's astronomical,
Literally.
if it's got to be astronomical for us, it has to be the same for them. Because if they were looking for us, it would be ridiculous. So if it takes 2 billion years for those signals to get here, even if we did find another civilization, chances are when we showed up, they're all dead.
Yeah.
I mean, because it took those signals have been traveling through space 2 billion years. It sounds like to me, when I look at outer space, it's almost like it's just we're not going far.
So on one hand, you believe in the non-conspiracy of the flat Earth. You believe all the science behind having a round Earth.
Sure, absolutely.
But then when they talk about these 2 billion year numbers,
no. The 2 billion year thing, I don't believe that the Earth and the universe is that old. I just don't believe it's that old. That's a number they threw out there saying that's how long it took to get here. Do I know that? They don't even know how long it took to get here. They don't even know where it's coming from. It could be Jupiter, a fart bubble on Jupiter that's causing a radio wave. They have no clue. They don't know where it's coming from.
Could be something we sent that bounced back.
Exactly. So, it's just interesting to me that as large as the universe is, and it's stated, and you can tell us how big it is in YouTube, but as large as the universe is, I just don't see how we would ever find anything if there was something to find.
And that's kind of how I feel. I don't necessarily not believe in aliens, but I don't necessarily do believe in them. I believe that if they are out there, as big as they say the universe is, it's like literally a needle in a haystack.
Well,
right?
That's where me and you have talked about. I don't think they're going to fly all the way across the universe just to stick their finger in somebody's butt. I could be wrong.
I don't know.
They could be Galians. I don't know.
What if it's a female?
I don't know. Well, that doesn't change the fact. That wouldn't change it.
It's not gay then.
It's creepy.
Interspecies.
That would be creepy. But anyway, I just don't think that's what they did. They didn't fly all the way here to do that. So, I mean,
it's not a finger, it's a probe.
Oh, I don't think it's a probe. I think have you seen their fingers?
Yeah, they're long.
Yeah, those are horrible. You don't want an alien as your proctologist. He's going to check your tonsils. So that's not what you want. But anyway, so I thought that was interesting. Stephen Hawking had invested a lot of money. I know at one time, I think it was SETI. You remember SETI?
Yeah.
You could sign your computer up to do it, and it would analyze. And I had a couple computers on that doing it. It was pretty cool. But
sure, you did.
No, I'm a nerd like that.
What a nerd.
I can't help
We're
it.
nerds on different kind of levels.
We are nerds on a different kind. So going off of NASA. So have you heard of the hammer? Have you heard the hammer?
Thor's hammer?
No.
Mjolnir?
All right. So there is people don't freak out on YouTube or in real life. There is a meteor.
Wait. Let me guess what this is.
Yes.
With no prior knowledge.
No prior knowledge. Yeah.
Whatever. This is a weapon of mass destruction that fires a ultra heavy beam, like a lead beam from a thing that is all gravity. It just drops it and it just gathers speed.
A lead beam from a thing. No, that's not it at all.
That's from a
That
movie.
wasn't even close. No,
Okay.
they're gonna fly Bruce Willis, and he's gonna land on this asteroid or whatever coming at us. No, so anyway, there's this one called Bennu.
MC Hammer?
Bennum is the name of this thing. It's a huge asteroid, meteor. I don't know, asteroid probably, but it's headed this way. It's headed this way, ladies and gentlemen. Take cover. It's headed this way. There is a 1 in 2,700 chance that it's going to strike the Earth. So those odds are that's pretty slim in space terms, right? But this is only coming around the year 2135. So we got 117 years before it gets here. So I'm not really worried about it. So anyway, NASA wants to take a Falcon Heavy 4 or something like that. They want to put this nuclear warhead on top of it and shoot it into space. They need to do it 30 to 35 times so that when this thing gets close enough, they can shoot them at it and move it. They want to bump it or they want to boom, hit up against it and destroy it or something like that. It's one of the craziest things I've ever heard. And I don't know if it's it's not Falcon Heavy. What's the other one? What's the other one he's got? It might be Falcon Heavy.
I don't know. Falcon Light?
Yeah, Falcon Light. That's it, Falcon Light. It only holds so much. But anyway, so it's this idea that we're going to save the Earth by shooting nuclear weapons at outer space to destroy things. So do you know if the United States government has ever detonated a nuclear weapon in the atmosphere?
Do I know?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, they have.
I mean, I didn't
Did you
say,
know that?
I didn't say no. I said no, I don't know.
Yes, they have.
Don't argue with me.
Anyway, so apparently like 1964, there was this project called Project Century where they wanted to say they were going to shoot men to outer space where the flat earthers say doesn't exist. But they had to go through the Van Allen belts. We're nerding up hard right now. So they go through
I'm just sitting here listening.
The Van Allen belts of radiation. So they wanted to see if they could disrupt the atoms or the protons in the Van Allen belt by launching and detonating a nuclear weapon. So they shoot this thing like 300 to 400 miles up. It goes a boom, it goes boom. It adds protons.
Does it go boom?
It adds, listen.
I thought they couldn't go boom if there's no oxygen.
I don't know. If you've seen Star Wars, they got
lasers, though.
Pew, 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 pew. There's no sound in space. So that was the great thing. Star Wars wouldn't be as good as if it was actually spatially accurate. Spatially accurate. Is that a word?
Yes.
You wouldn't hear any explosions. You wouldn't hear any lasers. It would be nothing.
No one hears you scream in space.
Exactly. There would be nothing.
Okay,
so Star Wars would be a lot more boring. But anyway, so they shoot this nuclear weapon up into space. They want to see if they can disrupt the Van Allen belt because they got to bust up the radiation to get the spaceships through or whatever you want to call them. So it actually backfired. When it detonated, it added atoms, protons, and things to radiation to the Van Allen belt. It added to it. The levels went up and stayed up for over a year until they decayed. And then they were like, yeah, we don't want to do that again. So one of the cool things is if there's ever a nuclear war and we do actually launch warheads at each other, Russia, I'm looking at you. They just reelected Vladimir
Putin,
the man himself. Oh, Putin. So they just reelected him. If these warheads go off in space, we're nuking all of outer space. Just so everybody knows.
All of it?
Well, the Van Allen belt is going to glow. But that's my science. Ladies and gentlemen, I tied like 4 different stories there all together in 15 minutes of straight up science in your face.
Yeah. And I said 3 words.
So what you got to add to that?
You're a nerd? A different kind of nerd than I am?
I've been reading.
Yeah, I don't read.
So let's go on that for a second on reading because we're jumping everywhere today.
I don't like it.
I know you don't like it, but if you
that's
look,
for rich people.
What did people do? Because I was thinking about reading is for rich people. So people carrying around their phones, everybody's watching videos. Arguably, you don't read much of anything.
No, not arguably. I don't read much of anything.
So all of your information is going to come from what kind of format?
90% of my entertainment comes from YouTube.
From videos?
Yes.
Somebody making a video telling you something?
Yes.
Right. So 100 years ago, before we had TVs and all this stuff, how did people learn?
Candlelight book reading.
Right, book reading. So I don't know how much you do read, but when you do read, look at the Constitution and some of these old things that were written. Do you think those people had a better vocabulary than the majority of us do today?
No.
What? Are you serious?
Yes.
No way. I think they were so much more book learned and smart and they used big words and all these,
No, I think now we have so much information that is downloaded to us every single day that you don't have to read anymore. You watch a video on YouTube and you get as much in 5 minutes that you would reading,
really
an entire book.
That's
Yes.
probably that could be somewhat true. I think we talked about the phone number thing, right? You don't remember people's phone numbers anymore. You got your cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
If I lost my phone, I would lose half of your numbers. So sorry about that. But I don't remember people's numbers. I know 911.
Well,
911.
So look at efficiencies, right?
Right.
How efficient is it to read a book when you can watch a video that's going to give you the same information in just a few minutes?
Go ahead, Costanza.
I'm just saying that there's you can get three times as much done.
Yeah, that's probably true, but I don't know about retention though. I don't know, and I'm sure there's
then
a
you
study
watch the
out
video
there.
again.
I'm sure there's a study out there where somebody's done, hey, if you read this, you retain the information more than you just watching somebody talk,
I mean, they have the things where people learn differently. Some people are hands-on learners.
Yeah,
some
that's
people
true.
are memory learners. Some people learn better by writing it. Some people learn better by watching. I think it all depends, but I think we're getting to a point in society or whatever, however you want to say that, to where there's so much information available to you at the drop of, you can say, hey, Google, what is this? Or
Right.
I don't want to say the other one, but
Amazon.
yeah, there's information ready like
Right.
that you can look up anything and you don't have to think anymore. You don't have to read. There's no, back in the old days, you'd go to a sports bar, you're watching sports, and it's like, oh, Joe Montana was the greatest ever, oh, but he had this and this. No, he didn't. There was arguments, right? There's no argument anymore. You just look it up.
No, I disagree with that. I think people still argue.
Let's look it up.
But people still, they do.
Do people argue?
But people are arguing over stats because they don't
What
have
stats?
it.
You can't
They're like,
argue over
yeah,
stats.
He was blah, blah, blah. And they're like, no, he wasn't. And then they'll go and look it up. I agree. They'll go and look it up.
Yeah.
But back then, yeah, you're right. They probably could just sit there and argue the whole time.
Yeah, you could argue the whole time. Like, and there was bar bets, like, I bet you I know the top 5 passers of all time. And now you don't do that. You don't do that
Right.
anymore.
So and you've read, electromagnetic pulse weapons, right?
Oh my God.
I'm nerding. I'm sorry.
What are we doing?
I'm asking you a question. So if there was an EMP that went off and knocked out all of this, because this is what you're saying we're getting our learning from and our intelligence from, it would take us probably, I don't know how long it would take us to recover from something like that. But how stupid would people get all of the sudden?
All of the sudden?
All of the sudden, how stupid would
Pretty
people
stupid.
get? Pretty darn stupid, pretty darn quick.
All of the sudden.
All of the sudden, I don't have we would be out here having to rewrite new preambles and stuff. I mean,
we'd be idiocracy.
yeah, it would. Go away. I mean, yeah. It's definitely would have to be. I don't know. It just seems like we put a lot of faith and trust in these computer technologies.
Yes,
to
we
keep us
do.
going.
I mean, that's the age of what we live in. I mean, look at us right here. I've got my watch. I got my phone over there.
Yeah.
You got computer. You got all this fancy stuff.
Yeah.
You got TV over there.
I mean, bottle cap.
I can just say, hey Siri. I don't want to say it too loud because my phone is recording us right now.
Yeah.
But I could just say that and say, look up this, and she will give me an answer.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, so what does the future for our kids look like? Are they going to be morons?
No, they're not going to be morons. They'll know more.
Don't know how to use this.
Look, okay, so when I was in school, I remember, I think I did algebra in 7th grade, and I remember talking to my dad about it. My dad was a relatively smart guy. I mean, he the times dictated, but he was talking about throughout his whole high school, all the way up through high school, never learned the stuff I was learning in 7th grade. And now my son he's in 3rd grade. He's already working on learning algebra. That is insane how, they're going to be smarter. There's going to be more pressure on them to have more knowledge of more different things. They're not going to be experts in anything. They're going to have a wide variety of knowledge.
So, I mean, do you think that puts on our kids any kind of undue pressure?
Absolutely.
I mean, I had a woman today tell me that, this long story about her kid and just a really bad situation due to school and all this pressure from school and failing and all these other things. It seems like it's just if they've got more on them. I mean, my kids are bringing home more homework than I think I ever had.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're at school 8 hours a day, and then they come home with homework that takes them 3 hours, and I think that's nonsensical.
They're at school 6 hours a day.
However long. Well, okay, I'm not counting the bus ride, but maybe I am. But I mean, they're there a long time, and then they come home with 2 or 3 hours. It's not been as bad recently, but the last year was horrible.
Last year was bad for my son in 2nd grade. This year they have said that he will have no more than like I think 3 hours of homework a week, not a night,
Right.
a week. Because last year it was like 2 hours a night.
Yeah, and I think it's if you're any teachers and you want to leave comments on Facebook about this on this episode, please do. But it seems like to me that it is teacher driven. It's not really like the school says you got to have X amount of hours of homework. It's just like if your math teacher and here's the thing I think you get into high school. Here's the problem I have is that when you go into those schools or you go into high school, you start taking these specific classes, right? You're breaking it down into segments, and then your math teacher feels like math is so important, so he's got to give you a lot of math homework. And the English teacher feels like English is important, so she's got to give you a lot of homework. It's not like they're considering, hey, this kid's got 4 classes and we're dumping a lot of work on him. It's my class is important. You need to learn what I'm teaching. Here's all this work to do.
I don't know. I think we need to get to a point to where we're identifying what these kids are good at early and cultivate that instead of taking this broad knowledge. Let's condense it down to what they're good at. Like right now, my son is really good at math.
Yeah.
He loves math. He loves doing it. I wish there was a way to
foster the math.
Yeah, instead of obviously you need English. You can't walk around. I do math good. You can't do that.
I do math good.
No,
I spell horribly, but I do math.
Oh, God, you're the
I
worst.
do math good. I'm not a bad speller. I just type everything really fast and send it before I read it. I'm a horrible reader. That's the problem.
But you read all the time.
I do. I don't read what I write though. It's like this show. I don't listen to it once we've done it.
But yeah, so what I'm saying, there should be a way to identify what a child is good at and their proficiencies earlier than after high school.
Right.
Right.
And I think, Mike Rowe was talking about that. He said there should be more skill set learning in high school. You should be looking at more of what are the trades that you do?
Vocational?
Yeah. He's saying there should be more of that, teaching plumbing, teaching, carpentry and stuff like that. Because right now we're trying to compete with the Europeans and the Asians as far as technology goes. We're all teaching our kids computers and stuff, but when they get out of school, they're walking around. They don't have any skill set.
No, they don't. I mean, you look at the way the world is now. Everybody wants to be a YouTuber.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
everybody. I don't understand what's that. No, and I mean, I watched a video of a guy who lives in Kannapolis. He's a bodybuilder dude. Don't know his name, but that's the thing of the internet. You just watch videos. But this dude, he makes a living off of doing videos.
Yeah.
He said, it's awesome because I get paid to be myself and to live and videotape what I do.
Yeah.
It's just getting paid to, how does that turn into a thing? I don't know.
I mean, my current girlfriend, her son is 15, 16, something like that. And he's saying that he wants a career in video games. He wants to make money in video games. And she's like, there's no way. She is, completely in the dark on this.
Oh, okay.
And she has no idea. And so she was talking to me about it. And I pointed out one of the guys, Markiplier, if you've ever heard of him, watch his stuff. But I pointed him out and I said, you know what he's worth? And she's like, no. And I said, well, the internet says he's worth $9 million from making videos on YouTube.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, that is a market. That is something that people do.
I think people are getting tired of, and I think it's because we had television and movies for so long, and you were fed this stuff. You're given
it was on their schedule.
Right.
You had to be at your house at 8 o'clock on a Sunday night to watch whatever, popular show was. Now, you watch it whenever you want to, however you want to. Like HBO, I can watch it on my phone, I can watch it on my computer, I can watch it on my TV, I can watch that stuff anywhere I want to, anywhere in the world I am. I can watch whatever show is popular.
And I think now we've got there's such technologically advanced phones and cameras and stuff, and so people are just feeling like, hey, I'm going to be a part of the process. So it's pretty cool. So anyway,
we're trying to get in that YouTube bucket. So go ahead and start donating money to us.
Yeah, help us out there because we need it.
Yeah, look at my computer; it's pretty crap.
Yeah, that thing, it's like an Etch-a-Sketch. You shake it and the screen clears. It's pretty crazy. Don't break it. Is that your personal computer?
Yes.
Nice. Okay. All right. Oh, it flips around. Look at this. The word's on the other side, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody's fancy. He's not going to use that side because he doesn't like to read or write, so he's going to use this side where he watches videos.
It's a touchscreen, too.
All right. So that's been episode number 13 of Two to Offload.
13. What?
Two to Offload. Two to Offload. I was waiting on this catch line, but it's episode 13 of Two to Offload.
Oh, yeah, and the Two to Pick.
Two to Pick. This has been Brad Mason, John Langford. Check us out on YouTube, Twitter,
everywhere.
Just look for us on the netterwebs. Come on Facebook, leave some comments, like and share the videos.
Look, I want to explain something real quick. Our episodes are about 30 minutes. If you're at work and you're going to the restroom to do your business,
this is not
about 30 minutes worth. You can afford that.
Your legs are going to go numb.
Your legs will go numb, but we're perfect poop material.
This is
the Poop Material
So,
Podcast.
it's been episode 13. Check us out. We'll be back with episode 14. Catch you later.